Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Joseph Greco with Auxiluim. I'm very excited for today's special guest. Talk about a comeback story, a story of overcoming some of the biggest obstacles life can throw at us. This podcast is all about inspiring you to go after your dreams, to claim your life, your true self, and to unlock your potential to do great things. I'm humbled to introduce our amazing and inspiring guest, David Ghez. David is an extremely successful entrepreneur who helps lead people to their financial freedom. And as we go through the questions, you're going to learn more about the awesome things that he does and he offers and just what inspires him on the day-to-day and what led to his success. I'd like to share a quick quote in honor of our friend today before we welcome him on the call. David once says, "Worrying about your current circumstances will never change your outcome." And how true is that? We got everything going on with the quarantine and a lot of negative stuff happening, and it's some real difficult times. But that being said, we can't be a victim of our environment. We got to transcend through that. And being positive and working towards our dreams and a positive mindset is what's going to change our outcome, not the circumstance. It's no point in worrying about things we can't change. I know that's extremely cliche, but it's so true. So I'm excited to go through and ask David some questions, and I hope you get so much out of this conversation. I'm so happy and honored to have him on the call with us today. David?
Hey.
What's going on? How's it going there in Florida today?
My first question is, are you happy today?
I am beyond happy. Happy to be talking to you. Happy to just had a great run. Happy Italy's opening up finally. How about yourself?
I can't complain, my friend. I was looking forward all day with our conversation, so I can't complain. Happy to be here with you.
Oh, that is so inspiring. That makes me so happy. I've been looking forward to this. You know, having a conversation with from the first time we talked, because your positivity, your energy, and just the aura that you carry, even over the phone, is just electric, man. It's just, you want to be around, you want to talk to, you want to hear from you. And it just, every conversation we've had, I walked away happier and feeling like I've grown. You know what I mean? So it's just.
Absolutely. I think the most important things in life, that the effect we have on others, that's the most valuable currency there is.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the number one currency that we can offer people the best. I absolutely agree with that. Money comes and goes. You know, what really counts is the lasting impact that you have on someone. It's like the cliche story about teaching a man how to fish. You know, if you give him the fish, you feed him for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And that's kind of what we can offer people, our lessons, our experiences, our strengths, even our weaknesses, and share that, you know, like a tree shares fruit, and just give life and kind of complete that cycle that life in general, the universe, all works together to do for everyone. We just got to be welcomed into it and become a part of it.
Absolutely. Giving it's everything. Help others get what they want, and you can have everything, anything you want in life. That's the most important. That's the first step to make for success. I believe so. And I think you are in the right path as well. And we always learn things from each other by just looking at your page and the way you're doing things. It's incredible. So well done, my friend. And you definitely in the right path to succeed.
Oh, thank you so much, David. I mean, I completely feel the same way when I see your success and I see your website, your page, which at the end of the video, when I post this, I'm going to share if it's all right with you, your tag and your website, so people can find you and reach out to you themselves, because that's what you're all about. But now I just wanted to thank you, you know, from the bottom of my heart for coming on the call and joining with us today and sharing your story, sharing your insights and all the amazing things you have to offer from just your experiences and just life in general. And I wanted to do that through a series of question and answers. Just kind of, I think that's the best way to kind of guide us through, and feel free to add and expound as much as you feel necessary?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Perfect. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the first question. I think you're really going to like this one. So, you're a leader. So, what does it mean to you to be a good leader? I've read about your success, I've heard from you, and how you've helped change and help so many people and change their lives. And you're continuing to do that day to day. So, what does it mean to be a good leader to you?
I believe the good leader, they think about others first, because many people in life, it can be any business, any relationship, whatever you people do all over the world, every single day. People, they always go, me. That's the wrong way. They facing the wrong way. You have to go, it's you, then me. And then you're going to be successful. Remember, I told you help others get what they want and you can have everything you want. That's how lives work. You can't receive things without giving. You can't make a fortune. You can't make a living without educating people to become a better them, the better you. You understand?
I completely understand. That makes the most sense to me. That's powerful, and I just what spoke to me a lot too, and it gets me thinking. I'm very metaphorical and writing and everything, and it's kind of like I shared something the other day about a river. You know, a river is so strong, and a river is something to emulate. You know, in your person, your being, because it always receives from the streams and other rivers and the main source, but it always knows its destination and knows that it comes from the same source, and that just life is about receiving and giving and constantly being open to all those things. And I think that's what I get from what you just shared. And I think that's amazing. And I think there is no other way to be if you're going to truly be successful and to be a positive person in the world, to help other people and just kind of be buoyant as far as success goes in your own life.
Absolutely. And also very important that when you realize that you are complete, that the life is become a play and forward. And what you have to do, nothing. You just have to play with it. You just have to know that it's gonna happen. And you have to take people with you on your journey and look for people who have the same interest just like you do. We don't want to fish in the ocean. We want to know who is looking for you already, which is very simple. You just need to put the mirror in front of yourself and you have to ask yourself, who is already looking for me? What I have to offer?
Mm.
People, they wake up with problems every single morning, and we are here for them to offer a solution, and the miracle starts happening.
Mm. That's so true. So true. So that's a hard question to move on from because that was an amazing answer. It got me fired up. And number two, it's kind of I'm really excited to ask this one because I remember you first telling me your story when we first started talking. You shared that you used to be a waiter before everything took off for you, working 70 hours a week, working through holidays, not taking any time off. You're just so motivated to support your family, which I'm going to ask you more questions about your story there. But share with me a little bit now about where you were mentally back then as far as your mindset goes.
That was an interesting story. First time, I'm very spiritual, I have to tell you. I believe in miracles and I know miracles happening every single day. So I went to the cruise ships. I started working on a cruise ship as a server. I was 19 years old when I had to leave Hungary after we lost our house. I didn't know what's next, but I know one thing, that I never want to work for someone else. But to be able to succeed in life, you have to be grateful for the present moment, whatever you have in that current situation. You have to know that every moment pregnant with the next moment. Meaning, if you are unhappy this time, this moment, right now, you're not going to have a great result. So I went through many, many tough times, but I knew it that there is something out there and I just need to find it. And then I'm going to be successful. So I was struggled years, but I was never complaining about my current situation. I was happy. I was grateful every single day. And I know that I'm going to be there. There is no matter what. Here is the thing that a lot of people, they goes, when it's gonna come, when it's gonna come, when it's gonna come. They facing the wrong way. You have to go, it's here, it's here, it's here. Everything you want in life, it's here. You just don't have an access for that, but it's here. I promise.
Yeah, that mindset is powerful and everything. I know we had conversations about that, especially with all the negative stuff going on in the news and everything now. It's just turning to that positivity and embracing what's in your mind. And I know we'll get into more questions about your mentor, about Proctor, but he talks, I know for a fact, about, you know, things in your mind come to fruition in your reality. And that's something that you said to me. You mentioned the Wright brothers, Thomas Edison, all these things that Henry Ford, we take for granted, and we look at and be like, wow, these are amazing inventions that changed the world. But the truth about them is that they started as just ideas, ideas in someone's head, and they just believed in it and they spoke it. They didn't care if other people thought they were crazy. They just manifested that in their mind, and it became reality, and it changed literally the face of the world.
Okay, let me tell you something that visualization and manifesting things, it's not working like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to eat a sandwich. No, it's not how it works. You have to do action. You have to ask, believe, and receive. But in the meantime, action is very important. You can be a best person on earth. You can be a kindest person on earth. But if you don't do an action, result, it's not going to happen. So that's the main point, that you have to go forward. You need to do something toward the future. You need to fight for your future and find a way to get there. But you have to have a clear picture in your head that you are already there. Listen, I remember the time when I used to work 70 hours. I had no Christmas, I had no New Year, I had no birthday. Basically, I missed out 8 years. I don't know what's going to happen. So I was working like a robot, having an average salary, working 9 to 5 jobs. But I always knew there is something out there which is bigger than myself. And I had to realize that there is nothing bigger than myself. And then everything starts happening. When I knew it, that we are here on this earth to do amazing things and help others. That's the key. Help others.
That's such a strong realization that you came with, and you just embraced it and took off with it, obviously. And now you have so much. You're swimming in success. You're doing so much to help other people, and that's the foundation and the pillar that your success, stands on, which is, I think, service to others. Like you said, it is everything, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish with this podcast. Even if it's just one single person, treat it as 100. Treat that person as 100 people, right? You give them the same amount of attention, energy, and hopes to change their lives and instill a motivation and a desire to succeed. That's what it's all about, helping who you can, when you can, as many people as you can.
Let me tell you something. You can walk up to the right person and you can take off like a rocket. That's no question. But to be able to get to the right people or person, you have to take failure off from the table, and you can't stop looking for that people, because in your head you have to hold it that someone out there already looking for me. How powerful is that?
That's so powerful. That's so true too. And that's kind of gonna go into the next question I have, sort of, and it's at only 19 years old. You kind of shared with us the last question. Your family lost everything. You're not even 20, and you guys lost your home. You came to a new country, and the U.S. I talked to my other friends who are from other countries. It's not just a pond. You're not going from country to country like a lot of people do in Europe. They're so close. When you came to America, though, were you welcome when you arrived? How hard was it for you to find that community of like-minded people for you, and to really just take off and start to pursue your dream and live your dream?
It wasn't easy for me because I was always different than the others, and I never had many friends. Why? Because I wanted to be special, and I want the world to know that I was a miracle, and I want to convince people that I was a miracle. But now I want to convince the world that they are just like me. So it's interesting because when I came to the United States first time, I was cleaning tables, I was a server, and I step up in positions in a hotel and restaurant business. I achieved great success, but I had to realize it that working for someone else's dream, it's never going to get me where I want to be in life. And that was the time when I decided to change. And when I changed, when you change, or when anyone change, then when things start to change with it as well.
Mm.
Friend-wise, I never had so many friends. I had 3 or 4 friends. I always selecting quality people in my life. Why? Because I don't want to put my energy on people who they resonate in a different frequency, or they complaining, or they don't want to do something about their future. I like to surround myself with people who are hungry, who wanna do more. And don't get me wrong, those people who are negative and complaining, I be there for them as well to help. But I can't do everything alone. I need them as well.
Of course, of course. It's like we talked about, it's got to be a, you know, a receiving and a giving kind of a concept. And what you said kind of resonates with me a lot because I remember being told a lot of business conventions I've been to that, you know, we're a product of the 5 people we hang around with most. And even in my own life, I can attest to that, where I've hung out with people who were negative like that, and I found myself being more negative. And then I can tell the difference as soon as I jumped into a pool of positive, motivated people. I just, you know, it attracted me and it took over my personality, my mindset, and it made me positive. It made me motivated. And I just think it's so powerful what you said, that yes, you want to help the people that are drowning in negativity and treading water, you know, and stagnancy in their life. But at the same time, you have to help yourself first. That self-love, like you're on a plane, you got to put the mask on you first, and then you can help other people. And one of the ways we do that is to surround ourselves with other successful people, people that are positive, striving for success, who are drowning out the negative, overcoming it, and learning from it and growing from it rather than drowning in it. So I think that's extremely powerful, and I agree 100% with you on that. And the next question, you once said that on your page, and other people can go check that out, that 92% of people never pursue or accomplish their goals or dreams. And the 8% that do, which you are very much a part of, what are the biggest steps that need to be taken to leave the masses of people who are stuck and to join the ones who welcome the dream way, who just are kicking butt in life and striving for greatness?
Uh, don't follow crowd. Be unique.
Mm,
Do things what other never did, and that's the most important. And another thing, that always keep in balance, because let's say I hold in the cup now. You can't give to other people if your cup is halfway. You need to fill your cup first, and then you can start serving others. I'm talking from experience because I am a person who always help others in life. But what I did before, that's why I didn't succeed. I was a very good person, but I always give away whatever I had. Let's say money, let's say friendship. I did things to others. I never get anything to return. I never
mm.
felt that. But what I did, I was still giving, giving, giving. So what I get, nothing to return. Let me tell you how the universe works. You can be a nicest person, as I mentioned it before. But when you give away everything you have, you resonate in a frequency that you don't need. You're going to give it away. And then universe is gonna say, that's okay for you. You don't want to receive, you give everything away. That's why. Very important. We don't have crowd, but we need to take balance in first priority. And when we have a balance, then we can serve others and find other people with the same thinking, just like yours and mine.
That's amazing.
Separate, separate yourself, separate yourself from the crowd. Very important.
That's amazing. You can even look back at even the people that you mentioned before in our conversations, like the Wright brothers and Thomas Edison, even people like nowadays that have invented or done things against the grain and were the salmons in life, went against the stream, the current. They do things differently, and it is quite obvious that they are the ones that are among the 1%, the ones that are have the option, not everyone does, that have the option to help other people and to be a torch to guide struggling people or people that are looking for the light towards the positive direction, to their greatest potential. And I just think it's so powerful. And I agree with everything that you're saying wholeheartedly, that we have to stand out. And I think personally, I think we're all kind of born with a certain fire, a certain gift inside of us that only we can deliver to the world. And if we don't, it's kind of a selfish, injustice to hold on to that, because it's a powerful thing to have a gift that only you can deliver to help people, to help you live the best life you can, and not utilize it. And I think that everything is unique. All those gifts are unique that we have to offer, whether it be to one person or a million people, we still can make a difference.
And other thing that I believe, I'm, I know 100% that our education system is broke. Why?
Mm,
Because there are kids, they starting first grade, they going to the school. Your parents, the teachers, they grow up that way. They think the kids, they going to the school with an empty cup. But no, that cup it's already full. You need to bring it in a surface. And the people and the teachers and the parents, what they do, they sending children to the school for education. And there are a lot of hidden things. And they're going to fill their cups, their life with things the government or people on the top, they don't want them to know.
mm.
They already know everything. They have everything in them for success. But when they growing up, they going to high school, they going to university, the government and big people, they want them to be a robot working for someone else's dream. And that way they can enjoy their freedom
Mm.
and not giving other people the option to have a same experience in life.
Wow. No, oh, that resonates big time with me, because I personally, I graduated top of my class in high school and got a full ride to Ivy League schools and big schools, and I didn't finish. And for the longest time, I beat myself up and punished myself mentally for this. And it took me a while to wake up and to start winning again and embracing my potential and being positive. And Dwayne Johnson has a quote when he talks about his football career ending, and obviously now he's one of the most successful people in the world. He says, "My football career ending was one of the greatest things that happened to me." And for me, I look back at that, me not completing education because society told me, you graduate high school, you got to go to the university, blah blah blah, and I got so discouraged. But really, that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I went on and found my true self and did something that wasn't, the 9 to 5, the doctor, the lawyer, which is nothing wrong with those things, but it just didn't suit me. And it felt more like I was being told what to do. And I was trying to follow a society script instead of doing, what innately was inside me. And that fire that I was gifted with, like writing and speaking and helping other people, really, which you're not really taught these things in school, like you said.
If you want to make a living, you go to school. If you want to make a fortune, you listen to the people you want to become.
Mm,
That's the that's the key.
it's rich.
Self
Absolutely.
edu- self education is more important than any education at school. I'm 100% sure because I'm talking from experience.
No, I mean, I'm right there with you. If you ask me if I remembered something I learned in 12th grade or even freshman year in college, I could not tell you the amount, but I can tell you something I've read or something I've listened to from, people like yourself or like Mr. Proctor, inspiring people that actually teach things that you can take and make your dreams come true and truly make a big difference and do something innately different like we're talking about. So that's definitely an amazing answer you gave there. And you have your company, One Elite, right? So without getting into too deep into the business identity, what is your company mission? And I know you help people towards financial freedom, but you're one of the most humble, genuine, helpful people I've ever met, and I can already tell that. And so, what makes you choose this vehicle to drive your mission to serve others?
It's a good question. My mission is to make other people happy. That's the key. If
Mm,
you make other people happy, that makes me happy. And when I'm happy, I'm able to help more people. Because a lot of people, they going after the money. I'm not going after the money. I'm going after happiness, love, and caring. And when I'm
mm,
able to combine those three things, that's where the miracles start happening. I'm not going after higher career level, more monthly income. I'm going after happiness. When I see someone face and they say, David, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's my happiness. And that's where I feel most alive.
mm. No, that's I think what it's all about. I mean, you think about the most like people that we look up to, per se, or the successful people and people look at. Like I mentioned, Jane Johnson. He's one of my greatest role models, and that's what they do. They all have that in common. The motif is that they want to serve others or help other people, and it's just a powerful thing. And there's such a invisible this invisible not power but feeling you get when you help someone and you help them succeed, and it's not that you're necessarily moving forward in your career but you're moving forward in your soul. And I think that's more important even than, like you said, making money or taking that next step to your career, is building that positive energy into you and feeling like, wow, I just helped this person. There's just a great feeling about it.
Let me ask you a question. Like, let's say 20 years or 30 years from now, you're going to be alone, having millions of dollars sitting in your bank account, but you're unhappy and you don't have friends. Or if you want to surround yourself with people you love working together with, and do things together. And that's the most important. And I'm so lucky and I'm so fortunate that I'm doing something which is a value. And I'm
Mm,
having people around me. Doesn't matter if they are in Europe or they are in the United States or Asia, that we are all connected and we are like a family. And one day we're going to sit on that private jet and talking about the hard times we all went through, but together we can achieve much more than alone. The
mm,
people we love, the people think the same way yourself and do something together. And always like my target audience are the people who believe in miracles. Why? Because miracles happening every single day. This moment it's a miracle. You can talk, you can feel, you can touch. It's great. I mean, I'm so happy every single moment. I have down moments as well. I'm not perfect, but I'm learning every single day. And I did many great things in my life, but I'm not even close what I'm going to achieve.
mm. I'm into that, brother. I have absolutely no doubt. I think anyone listening here just can pick up on that, conflagration of successful energy that you have and behind you, and the wind is 100 million% behind your sails. And it's just, it all comes down to your motivation. Your foundation is to help other people. And that's just there's no limit to that. So one other thing I wanted to ask you in regards to that is, just imagine if you have, a simple, you told people to imagine if you have a simple idea that can turn your life around. So you certainly turned yours around, and your motivation, as we were talking about, is to help other people. What simple idea at the very beginning, besides, to help your family and to transcend the difficulties that you faced, what idea and what were the three most important steps that you took to achieve your goal and to kind of take off and start to soar?
It's not gonna be three, it's going to be one. It's a decision.
Mm.
You have to make a decision that you're gonna do it. That is no matter what. We're going to delete plan B. I'm not accepting plan B. I have plan A and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to get it. If I have to stay up all night, I'm going to sleep in front of my computer. I don't care. I wake up in the morning and I'm going to continue until I figure out, I find a way how to set that plan A on fire.
Mm.
A
No, that
single
were,
this.
go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good, good. So when you were saying it, it kind of reminds me of when Will Smith, he says that, there is no point in plan B because it just simply distracts from plan A. And that's obviously what you are doing in your own life, and it's working, and it's worked in so many other, even the people that haven't straight out said that, but that's obviously what they're doing. And that laser focus and accomplishing whatever that goal is it's going to take you to new levels.
Exactly. And like other people, a lot of people, they don't agree with me about the plan A and plan B. And I make it that way for them. Okay, do plan B as a second plan A. Why? Because you have two plan A. It's two different things. Then you stick with it. Don't plan B because that's gonna screw up plan A. So make two plan A as, let's say, the second source of income, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you stick with that, but you're going to finish the first 100%. But meantime, you start setting up the second plan A. And that's how, under balance, we need to keep balance. We finish first one thing and then we jump to the other. But I always call them plan A.
Mm-hmm. No, that it's in that mindset, if you have anything else, any alternative, then your energy can be shed on other things. So I completely understand that and get that. And the kind of person I am, I'm always rather OCD about accomplishing the things that I set out for. And so it's very important that I write down my daily goals, monthly goals, and have a target to work towards. And in the same way, it's under the same umbrella. It's under the same A mission. There is no B mission, but I break it up into small, attainable goals that I can accomplish on a daily basis, because I think it's important to kind of like following breadcrumbs. You accomplish small goals before and along your way to accomplishing bigger goals. And I think it's important to do that so you can kind of revel in the little wins and before you get discouraged, because sometimes accomplishing that big dream or that big goal can take a while. And when things, especially in today's time, a lot of people are impatient, and patience, it truly is virtuous, and it's just a matter of giving yourself some motivation, some boost to kind of get you along that journey. And I talked to a professional baseball player, and he kind of told me something. And he said to enjoy the process, and I needed to hear that. I know it's almost cliche, but a lot of times I get really focused on the end games, some of my goals, and I lose the joy in what I'm doing. Like if I want abs for the summer, 'cause I'm a fitness coach, I kind of sometimes find myself forgetting to just enjoy the sit up, enjoy the different exercise I'm doing, because that's what makes it so much fun. And the more you enjoy it, the more you're going to put into it, and the better it's going to be at the end when you get those abs or you get whatever you're trying to accomplish. because you're not just discouraged along the way, you're happy along the way. And that's just going to continue on and get happier and happier.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, you have no idea how happy that makes me that we have now this conversation, because that's what I'm talking about in my last years, that people with value, that's how we're gonna grow together. Even if we are not sharing the same dream, doesn't matter. We have to be there for each other, to support each other, because you never know what the future brings. You never know. Always be kind, see kind, do kind,
Mm,
and you'll be successful.
mm. Can you say that one more time for us? I want to hear that again.
Be kind, see kind, do kind.
Mm, I love that. Thank you very much. I wanted you to repeat that so we can resonate with our listeners, because I think that is just, mm, that's some juicy stuff right there that I think we need to chew on every single day, and especially moments where we find ourselves negative or complaining and lacking the gratitude that is necessary to keep us grounded on our journey towards success. So that is awesome. And I love quotes. And one of your quotes that I came across, you say, "You were built to live the dream you desire within you. Every person on this earth has a dream, and it's up to you to let that dream guide you." And first of all, it's an amazing quote. And some of our listeners, though, maybe don't know what their dream is yet. They're like confused about their purpose. Maybe they're getting started or they feel like it's too late. What are they meant to do to really find that thing, that purpose, that thing that drives them, that they can kind of innately move towards? What can help them lock onto that guiding light that's their dream?
Stop making excuses. That's the most important thing. People, they living by excuses, they following social media, they scrolling their phone early in the morning, they follow their friends, whatever they posting, which is not real, and they want to be just like them. And that's where they're going to be in that circle when they're never going to get out. They're going to watch news, they're going to watch negativity, they're going to watch people complaining, and it's become their reality. And that's the biggest trap in the world. But it's already planned by big people around us. Okay,
Hmm.
and I just want to send a message for the world that everything you want, it's already in you. Don't look for people. Start living inside out, and that's where the miracles start happening. I promise. You are incredible, and God put you on this planet because He has a plan with you. And from this point, that's your decision if you're going to experience that life or you're going to be average and not experiencing what life has to offer.
Hmm. That's amazing. I I hope that every person that listens to this kind of replays and listens to that message that you just left for them and really lets it marinate in their mind, because sometimes I wrote that in the opening chapter of my book, My Memory. The final sentence I put in that opening, the acknowledgement, is sometimes people just need to hear, "I believe in you." They had that source of, "I care about you, you have a purpose, you mean something to someone." Because I think that you can turn a demon heavenwards if you actually show concern, care, and you tell them that you believe in them. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, I think even the worst of people in the world, or the most lost people, are just searching for someone to believe in them, which I think is extremely important. I think sometimes we have to have those, hear those things and have those people, or that certain something happen to us in order for us to start believing in ourselves and becoming a fan of ourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, this is very powerful what you said, and just give me a most negative people you ever know in your life. I will make sure that I turn him into
Hmm.
superstar, because we are superstar. We born to be a superstar. We just have to bring it to the surface.
That's amazing. I think I 100% agree with that, and I think that it just people need to. I wish there was a way that we can broadcast this to everyone that needs to hear this. So that's always my vision, to kind of get it out there to the people that need it most. And what's meant to happen will, and that's the beautiful thing about life. And one of my favorite authors is John Eldridge, and in one of his books he writes, desire reveals design, and design reveals destiny. And that gets me thinking a lot. Do you believe that if we want something bad enough, that it's what we are destined to do? And by that, do I mean, some people might think, well, I think my destiny is to fail, or to never accomplish this, or this one thing that they feel like there's a cage at the top and they can't really ascend any further. And they have this feeling where maybe I need to start something else, but they're discouraged and thinking that this isn't what they're destined to do. They're already doing what they're destined to do, but they're not happy with it anymore. So you're a prime example. You came from Hungary and came to the United States and super successful. So from the time back here over in Europe till now, did that change within you, or did that stay the same? Is that something that you just knew from the beginning?
I I never accepted that life when I started, but I was always grateful. And people, they accept things as their destiny. This is what it is. That's how I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna die, and this is what it is. But here is the thing, that we don't have to accept those things. We are here to do amazing things in this world. We can't just gambling and let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. We have to make a plan. Plan A, we're going to stick with it and we're going to make it happen. Otherwise, there is no chance. We can't start gambling and live day by day, paycheck to paycheck. And once you change your mindset, the entire world will change with it.
That's so true too. That's some really great. I'm getting motivated just having this conversation right now. I'm just loving it. Whew. Speaking of all that, I mean, your mindset is there, and your company now is what, 1 billion in sales,
Absolutely.
and you're living in beautiful Palm Beach, Florida. Life seems like it couldn't be any better. I know you told me that the restaurant started to open up, so you're able to enjoy the sunshine. So what's next for you?
I don't know what's next for me. I'm living in the moment and I'm loving it.
Mm.
That's the only things. Like when someone asks me what's next for you, I could say like I'm about to purchase a private airplane, or I'm gonna live there. I'm gonna do this. No, I don't. I have no plans about what's next for me, because I know that everything is going to be wonderful, and and I just still want to continue helping others. The rest will come with it. That's life I want to live, and I already living it.
That's
And
amazing.
I just want to make people happy. I want people to recognize that they are able to do wonderful things in this world. If you ask me what's next for me, definitely I want to stand in front of 95,000 people. And it's going to happen. It's already happening because I set my mind and I'm already standing there. And I can't wait to share what I experienced and my knowledge, and taking much as I can with me and enjoy life together. So
Mm.
that's next for me.
That's amazing. And that goes back to the auto suggestion, manifesting your mind. Man, I want to be in that crowd. I want to be in that crowd when you're up there speaking, man. Absolutely. And it kind of goes back to a story. I love studying religion sometimes too. And in the Bible, it talks about, because a lot of people will look at it and be like, well, it's easy for this person to say they want to help people because they have the resources to help people. And in the story, it's about an old woman who literally only had a penny. And someone was struggling and they wanted something to eat, and she offered the only penny she had so this person can have some bread. And Mother Teresa, a lot of these big people in history have given examples like this, that it doesn't matter where you are, there's always a portal that's there for you to help someone in some way with what you have, where you're at in life. And in those moments, you find, in my opinion, some of the greatest wealth that's available in life.
Exactly, and that makes me always happy to giving others, and that's the secret of life. And always when I have the people I'm starting working together with, I try to change their mindset, because giving is the most powerful thing on earth.
Hmm. Definitely agree with that. Got to keep it going both ways, receiving and giving back. And the next question I got for you is another quote that you said, where you said the essence of magic is belief. And if you believe in yourself, you're the creator of your own world. Did you, what does this mean to you and your journey? When you said this, when you wrote this, what was going on in your life and your mind?
It's I mean by it's not easy to change your life. It's not going to happen overnight, because people they think, oh, I'm going to plant the seed and it's going to be a tree by the next day. No, it's years. It took me years to get to the point. I went through many pain points. Many times I was about to give up, but I see the end of the journey, and I'm still not even close where I want to be.
Hmm. Which that's amazing that you're saying that, because on your website and just on your page, you can clearly see that you have some statistics: 14 million shoppers in 50 different countries, and you've partnered with over 450,000 different companies. I mean, how many people is that even that you've helped with our companies as well, that help with our financial freedom and structure? Like, imagine that just feels incredible.
It is feels incredible because I was able to help others, and people think you need thousands of hundreds of thousand people to succeed. No, you need the right people to succeed. Let me tell you something. I work together with 15 people, but with the right mindset. And those right mindset, what they gonna attract? And other 15 with the right mindset, and so on and so on, and miracles happening overnight. That time, if you find the people with the right mindset, you need to focus on people who are worth it for your time. Our time is priceless. It's it's priceless, and you want to enjoy life with the right people. You can't just start gambling and okay, here is an amazing opportunity. I want to bring you in, and no, no, I want to work with people who are ready to do something toward that future.
Mm. I say that all the time. I always tell people that time is life's greatest currency, and that my goal is, obviously to serve others and help others, and including my family, but it's also to open the doors for more time to do that. Because let's face it, if you work in these jobs that you don't like or you're not happy in, they're not really rewarding. They're just there to help you pay the bills, like you said, paycheck to paycheck. You're losing out on more than you would lose out if you were impoverished. It's I think time is far more valuable than any amount of money. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why, truly like rich people, and I don't mean monetarily only, are the people that have time and are using it to help others, and to speak in front of thousands of people to motivate them. Things like that are going to a third world country to build a school or work on the water or Doctors Without Borders. Things of like this are, I think, true ways of spending that currency. you know?
Do you want to know how much money I had when I came to the United States first time when I was sitting on the plane?
Oh yeah.
$20.
How much?
20. 20.
$20.
Yes.
Wow. Why not? When I was in Budapest, I ordered a huge meal in this place, and the bill came back. It was like a 14,000 something figure, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." So, but I know when you at $20.
It's like $48 you paid that time. It's like 14,000 forint, something like that. 20,000, 20 dollar is like 5,000 forint, something like that. Yes, and I mean, that was a lot of money for me if I was using it back home. So that's all I had. And I sit on the plane and I came to the United States. And I remember when we get there, my girlfriend and I, uh, we had no phone service, we had nothing. And we bought a pizza. We bought a pizza. And I remember how happy we were that we were in Florida and having a pizza. And that moment I realized it that there is much more out there. As I started earlier with that thinking, but I know it that we're going to make it, and we did. And
Hmm.
this is just the beginning. I promise you, you're gonna see that that's just the beginning.
That's so refreshing to hear, and that you transcended, that huge obstacle, and I love hearing stories like that. It reminds me of the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. He came and almost from nothing, right? And he's got his son, and he went after his goal regardless of what he had materialistically, because he knew that what he had in his mind and his heart was just able to bring him a fortune, and it did, obviously. So, and the same is true for you. And those kind of stories are just the most inspiring stories in the world, I think.
Absolutely.
So, what if there was one thing besides helping other people? What is the greatest thing that inspires you?
The person I be in 5 years from now,
Mm.
I see myself. I'm standing there and I'm smiling, and I look back to the person I'm right now, and now I'm look to that person what I am right now. How powerful is that, right?
That's incredible. I need to start doing that and envisioning myself just in the now, because I do something similar to that, where every morning I say this a lot on the podcast, that I do an I am theory, kind of based on Napoleon Hill, where I write down from a present tense a version of myself already embracing um, the success. For example, if I wrote, I'm a New York Times bestseller, I write and I let myself feel the emotions behind saying that and believing in my mind. And what you said of envisioning yourself even years ahead is so valuable, in the same way, where it just allows you to experience that sense of joy that is yours to grab and to take, but it's also yours in that moment to enjoy.
Exactly, absolutely. And without emotions, miracles they're not going to happen, because you can say, like, let's say I want more money. Okay, you want more money. How much money you want? What you going to give to
Hmm.
all receive that money? Or let's say I want a Ferrari. Okay, I want a Ferrari too. So what color Ferrari you want? You have to be very specified. You have to know even the sticker on your Ferrari. You
Hmm.
have, if you want something from life, you need to put emotions. You have to have a clear vision. You have to describe it, and you have to know what you're going to give. Instead, you're going to get that Ferrari or whatever you want. Nothing is free in life, but with the right tools, the right mindset, and with the right mentorship, you're going to get it. Period.
And speaking of mentorship, you know, your biggest mentor you told me is Bob Proctor, and a video you sent me. He said one thing that just, you know, that grew wings for me and just soared. And what that was is that he says a person's greatest weakness is having a weakness of intention and a poverty of imagination. And that's just something that's such a great and rich and full quote right there that he says, and the way he says it and delivers it is just, it's magic, man. It's magic. And what has that been like to put someone such as him as your mentor?
He is an amazing person, and you know, there are a lot of motivational mentors out there, and there are a lot of people who start writing a book about spiritual life and how the universe and how energy works and all kind of things, but they are copying Bob Proctor, they are copying Napoleon Hill, they are copying things to be able to make money. They are not wrong. They're doing it very good. They give value to other people. They may change lives. But the hidden secret is in Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and Bob Proctor. Everything goes back to them. So if you want to skyrocket, you need to start studying the greatest. Because Napoleon Hill, he was the person who studied the 500 richest people on earth back in the days, hundreds of years ago, when when things were just an idea, a simple idea. Let's
Right.
say Thomas Edison, Ford, Nikola Tesla, when the light, when the email, when the airplane, when the all kind of things we have today, that's because of those people. And Napoleon Hill studied them, and Bob Proctor, he is the one who deliver everything for us. And I have a personal mentor. His name is Mike Henn. Incredible. And we're not sharing the same business, but we sharing the same dream. And together with other people, we can achieve much more than alone. And I want these people around. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And think and grow rich. Napoleon Hill, I mean, when you said that, the first thing that came to mind, what I remember a lot about the book is how, I don't know if you remember the part where he spent all of his money, right, to go to that hotel because he felt compelled to go. And he said in his teachings that we have to hang around the people we want to become, you know, it's still maintaining yourself, obviously. But so if you want to be a good magician, just as an example, you hang around the best magicians. And so he went to this hotel, spent everything he had to be amongst them. And then he met that one guy, right? He came across the one guy who changed his life forever. And I think that that's something that we all can learn from. It sounds so like movie like, the cinematic, and like, oh, that never happened in real life. But the funny thing is, I think, like Einstein says, true genius is taking the complex and proving that it's so simple. You know, and I think that success is not as complicated as we make it out. And I think that doing the things as Napoleon goes through and all these other greats is a lot easier. We just have to invite ourselves into the community that we want to be in. Whatever it is you want to do, you have to start studying and start jumping and diving into those kind of communities and surround yourself with that kind of energy, whatever it may be, golf, basketball, I mean, anything. And that's how you get better. That's how you learn and study and become your own version of those in those fields. That's how Napoleon became as successful as he did.
And very important, always ask for help.
Oh
Because
yeah.
people, they don't ask for help because they are too proud. I got this. I got this. Guess what? I'm asking help every single day. Why? Because I want to find out the answer.
Mm, absolutely. I think that's extremely important too. And pride, pride's like a viper to the mind. It bites into us, and the venom is a slow spreading venom, but it has a lasting effect. I think that a lot of we as people allow pride to get in the way of our growth, and it's a shame. And I think that we really need to swallow it. I've had times when I've had to swallow my pride, and those are the best times of growth for me. And I just humbled myself. And Dwayne Johnson says to one of my favorite quotes by him is, "Be the most humble, hungriest, hardworking person in every room." And I think that's huge. And that's coming from someone who is so successful. And that shouldn't be taken as a grain of salt. It should be really meditated on and treasured. So
Absolutely.
so one thing that I find, we talk about this, like how I write down things and you manifest things. So is this like a daily routine where you meditate, write down your manifestations every morning? You once reminded me, and you even in this call you did, that if I can think something in my head, just an idea, it's already there, it's already real. I just have to grab it and embrace it. So in your mind, like in your heart, where does that power really come from? Do you think it's something we tap into, or how is that tapping into it done? What would you tell people that really haven't read the Napoleon Hill, haven't really even heard of any of these people that we're referring to?
People, they lose focus, and that's why people, they not succeed in life. Just light a candle, light a candle. I have candlelight every single day, and just start watching the flame and concentrate on the flame. Do that for 10 minutes every single day. You're going to have a focus like you never had before.
Hmm, that's powerful. So the focus on the flame, you're just sitting there watching a candle, whatever the case is, and just not to think about anything. You're just literally watching and getting lost in the flame.
Think about yourself. Think
About
about
yourself, okay.
yourself where you want to be in life, and don't think about other people, what they think. People thought I'm crazy, and now they thought I'm crazy. They coming to me to help them, and they
Wow.
asking me to do it.
I'm absolutely going to try that, because I definitely, one of the greatest lessons I even learned this morning when I was reading one of my inspirational books was just don't be affected, or don't really care what other people think, as long as you're doing what you believe in and something that's a positive thing to help others. Like, people are gonna make fun, or like you mentioned on social media, people are gonna unfollow you, and that's just part of life. But to really let your emotions and your success be determined based on other people's opinions is, really something that we want to shy away from. And I know I'm guilty of it often, and I really have to stop allowing that to affect my growth and my trip towards where I want to be in life.
And excuses will always be there for people, but
Hmm.
opportunity, and we can't lead people when you are always pleasing them. Okay, so we are here to help, but we are not here to please other people. There are a lot of people, they are so proud. They just want to show that, oh, they're not going to listen to you because they're going to make them feel small. People like to feel themselves big, but that's a wrong way. Listen, I have people, I want to be like them. I still do have people like them,
Mm.
and I just want to be just like them. And I'm learning every single day, ask help from them, and I don't feel that they are bigger than me. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right there with you.
Mm. It's amazing. No, I think that's where a true leader needs to be, not condescending or demeaning, or creating some kind of throne for himself. I think a lot of successful people do that, unfortunately, especially in like the celebrity kind of platforms. They allow, it comes back to pride and conceit. They allow that cockiness almost to take over the confidence. And instead of using that position of leadership and influence in a positive way, they kind of use it to in a negative way. It's kind of like water at the top of a hill. It's going to flow downhill, and you want to kind of have and produce the kind of water that leads to a waterfall that people want to take off work to go see. People that want to go and drink from it. They want to be refreshed from it and rejuvenated from it. And those are the kind of leaders that, I mean, I know I want, I can tell you want at the top, and that you are. And you give this resource to the people under you and who work with you. You meet them and you allow them to enjoy your success, because one of the most famous things that those kind of leaders say is that this success is not just my success, it's our success. And I think that is so true. It may be hackneyed, but it's such a true thing to say from a true leader who actually does those things.
Absolutely.
And so through these interviews, I asked three final questions. One of them we kind of already covered, and I'll kind of ask one quick segue into the flame. Is this something you do every morning? That's part of your daily routine?
Absolutely. That's my part of my daily routine. I start with meditation. I finish my day with meditation, because it's very important that you need to start your day at least 1 hour without even touching your phone. And that's what you have to do at night as well, because you don't want to get to see negative things, because your mind is very powerful when you wake up in the morning and before you're going to sleep. And also I love to do whenever you're going to sleep. Okay? So when you're going to sleep, people have problems, people have worries, people have things to get done, but they are not able to get it done that day, or just general. You can't go with that fear to sleep. You need to take that bag off, you put that bag next to your bed, and you have to know that you're going to take care of that. You pick up another bag, you put it on your back, and that's going to be your dreams. That's going to be your things you like to accomplish, and then you're going to sleep. Very important to sleep good and wake up good.
That's amazing. I mean, Auxilium, the brand that I came up with, it's in the mission statement, fitness of the mind and the body and igniting dreams. We've covered that part, and it's just so important to cover the other aspects. So this talk is fitness for the mind, and everything you're saying, the practice of the flame, and it's mental fortitude. It's getting your sleep and going to bed and positive, keeping that discipline with your canceling out your phone and the negativity. It really is, in essence, a lot like, going to the gym and picking up the dumbbell and doing your curls, do that last set, where it's just hurting. You're going to fight through it, and that's where you get your biggest growth. And the same is true with our mental fitness. We have to, and the times are hard, and especially now in quarantine. I know me, I've been on my phone way more than I normally am, and it's this battling these negative emotions, whether it be loneliness, missing people we love, things of that sort. And it's just maintaining the discipline and the mental fitness that's necessary to continue on with that positive routine. So it's